Okay, so this is a problem that was very difficult at first, but once you think about it just for a few minutes, not as bad as it looks. So it says rewrite this expression cosine blah 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 times cosine blah blah and so forth. Okay, so you look at that, and the problem is there's a red herring here. This stuff in here just drives you nuts. We're not going to even look at that for the time being. What this really is cosine times cosine, sine times sine. These are products. These are two products. This is a product, cosine times cosine. This is a product, sine times sine. So we have a formula for the for products, and we're going to be using the so-called product to sum identity. So let's take a look at that real quick. That's back here. I attached it. Okay, it's right here. So you have cosine of something times cosine of something else. Boom, here's the formula. Sine of something times sine of something. Boom, here's the formula. The thing that you got to notice is that on both of these, the cosine times cosine, the sine times sine, over here on the right-hand side is all cosines. So cosines and cosines. And take a look, what's going on here. Here you have cosine of u minus v. Here you have cosine of u minus v. Here you have cosine of u plus v. Here you have negative cosine of u plus v. So if you add these two together, this guy and this guy are going to cancel out because this one's positive, this one's negative. So this one will cancel. This is the same as this. So you got two of them, but you're multiplying it by 1/2. So it's going to be, 1/2 times 2 is equal to 1. So that's what we're going to be doing here. You'll see here in just 1 second. 1 second, 1 second. Okay, so here's the call of the question. Rewrite this expression, blah, blah, blah. We're going to use product to sum identities to solve this. Okay. Let me move this over a little tiny bit. Okay, so we're going to use that formula sheet. Okay, so here's the formula that we're going to use. Okay, that's what's on the formula sheet. I'm going to call this equation 1. I'm going to call this equation 2 for obvious reasons. And then what we're going to do is we're going to say, well, you know what? It's just too hard to write alpha plus beta and so forth. I'm easily confused. So let me stick with what the book has or what the formula sheet has. Let me use u and v. So u is this, v is this. Okay. What we can do then is we've got two equations here. Equation number 1, equation number 2. We can add the left-hand side. Now, left-hand side, a very common abbreviation is LHS. That's the left-hand side. RHS is the right-hand side. So I can add the left-hand sides, add this to this, and I can add the right-hand sides, add this to this. And what do I get? If I add the left-hand side, I get what the problem calls for. I get this business here, okay? So that's the left-hand side added up. So then I can add the right-hand side, and I get this. So we can add the left-hand side, we can add the right-hand side. We can do it separately, okay? Let's do the right-hand side, and we're going to leave it as u and v just for convenience. So 1 plus 2, the left-hand side is just the original problem. The right-hand side, I'm going to put down here. So here's the right-hand side. So you add these guys up, add this guy plus this guy. The 1/2 just stays outside of the brackets. Okay, I'm going to rearrange the terms. So, but in advance, I'll just give you a heads up. See, this guy and this guy are going to cancel because this is a positive, this is a negative. These guys are going to cancel. So I rearrange the terms. So take a look at that. Okay, I rearrange the terms. This guy and I'm sorry, let's see here. Yeah, these two guys cancel. Those two guys cancel, and I'm left with these two guys. So I've got these two guys. There's two of them, but I have a 1/2 on the outside. So 1/2 times 2 is equal to the 1/2 times 2. They cancel. That gives me this. The final answer here, cosine u take away v. Okay, so that's the right-hand side. But we know what u and v are. U and v were chosen. U is alpha plus beta, v is beta. So u subtract v is this, take away this. That gives me alpha. So u take away v is alpha. So cosine of u take away v is just cosine of alpha as we desired. So the original problem is just the left-hand side of 1 plus the left-hand side of 2. And then that is equal to the right-hand side. And then on the right-hand side, we get the cosine of alpha and we are done. That's exactly what we were trying to prove. And here's the formulas that you use for this. Okay, so that's the end of this tape.